Hi, and welcome to Mentally Stronger. Today, I'm going to talk about how to let go of overthinking so that you can have more freedom and peace of mind, and at the same time, deal with life's problems and challenges more effectively. So, in this episode, I'm going to cover three things. One, what is overthinking? Two, the negative effects it can have. And three, a really simple way that you can overcome it. So, what is overthinking? Overthinking comes in many forms, but the main two forms are rumination and worry. Now, if you're like most people and you have a normal human mind, you've had these experiences, right? You found yourself ruminating about something stressful or challenging that happened in your day. It might have been something that someone said to you that really hurt your feelings. It may have been a situation where you felt embarrassed. There might be a problem in your life that you just don't know the answer to yet. So you just keep replaying it again and again and again in your mind. You've probably also had the experience of getting caught in worry. Maybe you started worrying about something over and over again. Maybe it was a difficult conversation that was coming up, a presentation you needed to do, or you might be worrying about a person, your health, your relationship, or something else. So here's what's important to know. The human mind is wired in such a way that it very easily falls into both of those patterns, very easily falls into overthinking. And while that is totally understandable, it's totally understandable that we fall into overthinking, it simply isn't helpful. When you're overthinking, you may have the background belief that thinking about this thing over and over and over again is the key to figuring it all out. But actually, that is usually not the case. It's usually actually really detrimental. In fact, the longer that you ruminate or worry about something, the less time and energy that you have to practice what I would call constructive problem solving and focusing on taking skillful action in the face of what you're dealing with. That's one of the negative effects of overthinking. It actually makes you less effective at solving your problems and taking effective action. Another negative effect is that overthinking is a stress amplifier. Overthinking, you may have noticed, right, can generate enormous amounts of distress and anxiety, as well as sleepless nights, low self esteem, feelings of hopelessness, and loss of mental clarity. Overthinking is also linked to depression and anxiety. Simply put, overthinking hurts and hinders us. So, how can we overcome this? The first thing we need to do to overcome overthinking is to simply recognize when we're getting caught up in it. This is the crucial first step to breaking free from actually any unhelpful thought pattern. The thing we want to get really good at here is just recognizing the difference between overthinking, when we're overthinking a problem, and when we are in constructive problem solving. Okay, so what's the difference between these two? Overthinking is dwelling on a problem over and over again without a true intention to solve it or figure it out in that moment. So while constructive problem solving involves intentional time focused on solutions. So we're not just ruminating about the problem, we're focusing on the solution. So imagine you had a fight with your boss. Here's the difference between overthinking and problem solving. Overthinking sounds like this in our heads. "Oh, I wish we never had that fight. I'm so stupid. I should have said this or that. Oh, it's going to be so awful when I go back to work. I'm probably going to get fired now. Why do these things always happen to me? I can't handle this." Okay, that's overthinking. Constructive problem solving sounds like this. Okay, we had a fight. I'm going to acknowledge the mistakes that I made. I will apologize for those. I'm going to ask also for these 3 points to change in my work schedule, which I'm unhappy with. And I'm going to make an intention to communicate more effectively next time I get into an interaction like that by pausing and taking a deep breath before I speak. So can you see the difference? One of them is focused on solutions, whereas the other is just drumming up stress and suffering within. So anytime we catch ourselves caught up in the overthinking mode of mind, we want to mentally note to ourselves, okay, I'm overthinking. And then we want to simply let go of that thought by bringing our focus back to what we're doing in the present moment, knowing that we're going to create a designated time later for constructive problem solving. So I want to talk to you more about how to utilize constructive problem solving in your life to let go of overthinking. I'm going to offer you a metaphor here. Professors at university hold what they call office hours once or twice a week. And during that time, the students can come to them and talk about their problems and issues. What they don't do is they don't give their students 24/7 access to them, because if they did, it would be completely overwhelming and debilitating. They'd never be able to get any other work done. It'd be really ineffective. Likewise, if we give worries and rumination and self-doubt and stressful thoughts 24/7 access to our attention, it is debilitating and destructive. We can't focus properly. We become overwhelmed and stressed and negative. So what if, like those professors, we set up office hours in our lives for problem solving and thinking about the future? So what if we make a deal with ourselves to set aside a brief amount of time every day or every week to do some focused, constructive thinking about what could happen in the future and how we want to handle our current problems? And then after office hours, we give ourselves permission to let it go. So in other words, if we can do this, if we can set up office hours in our life, then whenever we start ruminating or worrying outside of that time, we can give ourselves permission to just leave it for now, knowing that either we've already made a time to deal with this yesterday, or that there's a designated space and time to deal with this tomorrow or later in the week. So by giving ourselves office hours like this, we can let go of that habit of overthinking, find more ease and calm in everyday life, and we can also deal with life's challenges with a more clear, calm, and effective mode of being. So I invite you to take up office hours for the rest of this week and just see how it works for you, see what effects it has on your body, on your mind, on your life. And my wish for you is that I hope this brings more ease, more strength, and more clarity into your everyday life. All the best with it, and catch you next time. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe to this channel by hitting the subscribe button below. And if you know someone who you think might benefit from listening to this episode, share it with them. Sharing it could really help them feel better and improve the quality of their life. And if you'd like some more in-depth support on becoming mentally stronger, come and check out the coaching and training options that I offer on my website. Thanks for listening. Take care and stay strong.